That's my standard. That's my standard. My champion standard. Champion standard. Pull up with the answers. Yeah, the answers. The champion standard. Champion standard. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Sooner Nation, we're back today. We're back with Mossis Madu joins us again, and we're going to talk a little OU football, a little running back room stuff, and whatever else we decide to jump onto here. So, Mossis, thanks again for joining us. I'm glad we didn't run you off the first time.
Oh, no, you're good. It's all fun. I love talking football, so it's nothing at all. It's a good time.
Yeah, appreciate it. So we want to talk to you a little bit about Jaydn Ott, and his addition to the running back room, and if you think that room looks a little better than it did last year, and maybe jump into kind of the where you think we're going to end up this year. You had a pretty good prediction last year, and kind of warned OU fans they were gonna.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I remember you guys tweeting out to me a few times too. I was like, I'm telling y'all, man. Yeah, let's.
No, you called it. So I want to get your feel about that here in a little bit, also. But so what do you think about Jaydn Ott, the Cal running back transfer?
I like him a lot. Actually, the day we got him, I didn't know nothing of him. I was like, okay, this Cal kid, who is this? So they had him tagged in a few videos, and they had a little highlight made from him. I watched that, and I got on YouTube as well. I went to his Twitter actually, and got on his Twitter, and I was looking at his runs, and I came across some more stuff on YouTube and stuff. And I was like, this kid can go. And I kept seeing all his stats, and even now, like amongst returning people, I can't remember if it's in the SEC or whatnot. Like he still leads in a bunch of different categories and stuff, and I'm definitely very excited about him.
Yeah, no, he's got good skill set.
Yeah, he does.
Rob's went through some of his plays before and kind of analyzed some of those and broke those down a little bit. No, I think he's so. Is he the closest thing to a home run threat that we've had maybe since Eric Gray or prior to that?
Yeah, I think so. Honestly, and it's been much needed in that running back room. I mean, because if you think about it, since the beginning of time, we've had running backs we can lean on, right? Home run threat guys who turn around and hand the ball off to it. They're going to get busy and do their thing. And we've always been deep in that room as well, too. So I think he definitely adds that type of threat. And he makes the room more deep as well. Guys we can trust, lean on between him, X, and you got, two young guys, X and Tatum, of course. And, we lost a lot of guys, but, I mean, just having those three guys right there alone that you can really count on in that type of sense.
Yeah. Rob and I are big fans of X-Rob.
Yeah.
We're hoping
he's a good one.
He is. And Tatum's great, man. He was just coughing the ball up a few too many times last year, and it kind of hurt his. Hurt his freshman year just putting it on the floor a few times.
Yeah, you gotta be able to take the ball and you play out there, and I think he'll of course get better about as he goes. Gets older. It's a thing. Like once you get to college football, it's a whole another level of gameplay. And it's you can't do certain things what you did in high school as far as carrying the ball the way you carry and things like that. And so I think he'll get there. And if he doesn't, he ain't gonna play. So, but I think he will.
Yeah, for sure. What else you like about the team and what they did? We spoke this time. Well, I don't know when it was. We probably spoke last summer. I think it was. You think they've made some good adjustments, either coaching wise or player wise, to kind of get them that next step? Yeah,
I do. I mean, of course, our OC coming in, I heard great things about it. Even when we first signed him, I was at school. I forget what school it was. I was coming to recruit some of my kids, and he had coached with him, and he was like, "Your kid's gonna love him. Trust me, he's a great guy. He's a hell of a coach. Don't worry about his age, this and that." He's like, "The kid's gonna be attracted to him automatically, type of thing. Like he's a great guy, players coach, and he knows the game." He was like, "Trust me, he's gonna get you guys right." And of course, bringing the quarterback along was huge as well. I've heard nothing but great things about him as well. So I haven't had the time to go out and see a practice. I really wanted to. I wanted to go, be with DeMarco and sit in the room with him, and also go watch practice and stuff. But I'm busy doing my thing, coaching as well, and then plus my girls. And like I'm at a softball game right now, so just my schedule's crazy. So I don't get any mean time to go out there and do stuff like that.
No, every time we try to ask you to come on, man, your softball game,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm a softball. I always say all the time, like, if I could coach softball, I would. If it wasn't the same season as the fall, I would definitely
yeah,
help. I would go coach high
yeah,
school ball with
yeah,
my daughter plays. I mean, I travel game right now, but like, I would go and coach high school ball. 100%. I actually love softball.
yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. You think bringing in Nagy really maybe help with that recruiting side and that whole manage that whole NIL side a little better?
Yeah, I think it will. You have a guy who's been around the college game for a very, very long time and been around the best of the best. Um, Coming from, he was running the All American, the Senior Bowl. Coming
Yep.
from that, I mean, just dealing with, that Senior Bowl, there's a lot you deal with between high profile kids coming to that and their agents. I mean, agents are heavily involved in these type of ball games and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So he's been there, done that, and he knows the inner workings of football and just from that business side, dealing with agents for so long like that. I think he'll be really good for the school.
Yeah, yeah, we were excited. We thought that was a sneaky good hire that they made.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. Definitely a really good hire for us. And I think just in today's game, I mean, you got to have somebody in that role that's just as important as your assistant coaches, your strength coach, and nutrition people. Like, it's just as important nowadays, if not more. And this NIL craziness, madness in the portal, and this and that. And I mean, you really got to be on your game, and you got to have ear to the streets as far as the kids and what they're thinking, and who out there is between who you're trying to go for and who you think is going to leave and what you need to replace with. And it's just, I wouldn't want to do the job. That's for sure.
Right. Yeah.
But you got
no
to
doubt.
bring in a big dog for sure. Somebody who knows the inner workings and has those connections. And he's a perfect candidate.
Yeah, I agree. I got a buddy of mine. He was on campus yesterday with his wife. His wife's niece is like one of the recruiting coordinator ladies down there. But he goes, "Hey, I got to meet Jim Nagy." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." I said, "What was he doing?" He goes, "Watching film." I'm like, yeah, that's what he does 20 hours a day. So that doesn't surprise me that he was doing that. So.
Yeah, exactly. It makes perfect sense. I mean, he's got to be on it. He's got to be on his game. I mean, it's a huge position. I mean, it's only gonna. I talk to a lot of college coaches, and they saw the time they're gonna start. The college game is gonna start going more to a professional style as far as they're gonna have a scouting department. They're gonna have guys they just hire as scouts only, like the NFL does now, and just all types of different departments. And these P4 schools, these better schools are gonna afford it. It's gonna start going more to a pro model, like all these schools, and so it's becoming a pro game for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Rob was on top of that a couple of years ago. He was always talking about it going that direction. So
and I had coaches always talk to me about that, and I didn't believe them. I was like, no, that would never happen. I'm like, before my eyes, here it goes. So it's crazy. I mean, it's it's crazy. And I've had coaches sit down with me there, and they think even in a few years, conferences are going to be done away for. And they think they can even see us breaking away from the NCAA. And I'm like, what? They're like, trust me. I'm like, no, I'm there. But they're like, trust me. No. Like, they see it becoming more of a semi-pro type league. I mean, of course, it'll still be college, but they see it completely breaking away from the NCAA and conferences and this and that. And I'm just like, I believe it now with everything going on. I mean, I can really see it happening, and it'll be crazy.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing. I've heard the same thing. I've got some coaching friends out there, and from out in Cali to Florida, and now in North Carolina, and they all are saying that eventually, just here soon, you're gonna have most likely a super conference or one singular league, basically, and it's just gonna home the 25, 36-ish teams, and it's just, and that's all they're gonna do, and NCAA will be gone, and it'll just be one super league, which is wild. I know you being a former player, I feel like do you feel like you kind of missed out on the NIL and missed out on all these big moves?
Yeah, it's funny. I was just talking about that weeks ago. I was at my mother-in-law's house, and I was there with my wife and her brothers and sisters and stuff. We were kind of talking, and we always joke around. And I was like, my NIL, my booster was who my mother-in-law is now is my girlfriend's mom at the time. She was my booster, like she always was there to help us. I was like, who was mine? And then I was like, if only I'd been born a little bit later. I was like, I might not have got much money, but dang it, I would have got something in NIL. And so we joke about that all the time. I mean, like, it's funny just talking to, former teammates. It's like whenever we were in college, of course we got our stipend every month. But after paying bills and stuff, I probably had about $150 to my name, rent and bills. And so it's like, man, it would have been nice, to have a little NIL in my back pocket as well too. I mean, it's just, I ain't mad at it. Hey, go get your money, kids. Good for y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
Manage it right, for sure. I mean, I really do.
It's a really I take the side of the players because they're the revenue generating. They're the ones putting their bodies on the line, their minds on the line. Like it's a great time for them to get something back. And I don't think we haven't seen it really peak yet. I think it's going to still, just like the NFL, like it's going to keep the contracts are going to get higher and higher. And I think the game of football, the actual game, like on the field with the parity, like it's going to bring a lot of parity. All schools now can, when you go and be able to get contracts, Penn State could always go out there and get themselves the number one linebacker if they want to. OU could always go out there and get the number one quarterback. It's going to spread the talent around. And then you're going to have great football on Saturdays, just as like you do on Sunday with NFL, where teams, there's just not going to be much separating them. You're going to have an even talent pool, and it's going to be coaching and development and everything. I know there's a lot of a lot of people that fans wise, from our fan perspective, that they're a little worried about how it's good, how it's changing the game, but I think it's going to make it better. I think the product on the field on Saturday is going to be amazing here. So
I think so too. I mean, those are great points, but I do think that the NCAA, they need to find a way to keep the traditions, and these fans. I mean, that's why you see the numbers are so much better amongst college football between college and the NFL game, right? Because of loyalty and the alumni and the fans and things like that. So I think they need to find a happy medium to keep people happy, and whether it's a cap or you make kids sign contracts, to also help with the portal, 2-year, 3-year contracts or whatever, or make kids sit a year if they transfer, or something, or just trying to figure out something. I'm not sure. It's a job I don't want to do. I'm glad I don't have to. But it's
I don't want to make those
decisions. You got to figure out a way so you just keep the tradition of collegiate sports a thing. You want kids going to these schools for the right reasons, not because. And I'm not mad at them. If somebody was giving me $3 million, I'm going there in a heartbeat. If I can go to Tulane or OU, Tulane's give me $3 million, OU's give me $2 million. Sorry, OU, I'm going to Tulane. Even though Tulane has nothing in comparison whatsoever when it comes to tradition and history, to OU, but. It's life-changing money, and most of these kids, I won't say most, but a lot come from situations like mine where I couldn't go home. But hey, mom, can I get this and that money? No, I'm gonna go somewhere and be able to provide for all of us. And so it's just, you can't be mad at these kids for doing that, but you just, you still want them to be in everything for the right reasons as well too. So it's tough. It's a happy medium, like I keep saying, but I don't know how to find it and what to do. So I'm sure gonna pay somebody something, a lot of money to figure that out.
Right.
Well, what you mentioned, those mechanisms that you mentioned, like the long-term contracts, making them employees, signing them to 2-3 year deals, then the loyalty there's the signing the long-term deal, that's loyalty, and then but those you just got to get there, and I don't know if NCAA is on. I can't tell if NCAA is trying to push it forward to get there or if they're a roadblock. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but
That's a great point.
We do need those mechanisms to help the game.
Yeah. And I even once told somebody, I was like, I think the NCAA did all this on purpose. Made it just like one day nobody's getting paid, no portal. Then next day, boom, they allow everything to happen. So they want chaos. I think they want chaos so people come back to the NCAA like, hey, govern this, please, and do this and that and that and that. So they can be like,
oh, that's a good point.
I mean, that's I talked to friends about that, and I'm like, because the way it happened, I'm not going to say it happened overnight because it took some years, but at the same time, like when it was cleared, it was cleared. And, it's just been a landslide ever since. So I think they're sitting behind closed doors laughing right now at the chaos, the kids transferring 3, 4, 5 times, and, kids getting $3 million, $2 million, whatever it is, when they're having to step foot on, college field. And it's going to have to balance itself out eventually.
It is. Like the crazy. Yeah, somebody's going to have to regulate the craziness at some point for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it went from zero to multi-million-dollar guys making more.
Yeah.
Many college players are making well more than the NFL players.
Yeah. I mean,
some of them,
from that until you got, kids decommitting from schools because they say you're not giving me the amount of money you told me you're going to give me, and this, and that, and and kids going to schools, and then what's it, the UNLV quarterback who just quit?
Yeah,
like right before the season started, because he was like, "You guys did something, money, this, and I don't know the whole things about it, but it's just, I mean, so it's just something needs to be done. I don't know.
Hey, before we let you go, what's your prediction for this What's your prediction for the upcoming year? Yeah, I know.
We'll have you on again before. We'll have you on again like just before the season. But what's your thoughts like today? Like what are you thinking? Last time you said you had to be on suicide watch like mid-season because of the schedule and breaking the quarterback and stuff. But but off top of your head, like today. We're just entering summer. What are you thinking?
I think they don't have to be on suicide watch anymore because last year they went through it. I expect it to be a similar year. I still think BV needs about 3 to 4 years to really get the guys he needs, especially in the trenches. I think skill-wise we got guys, but I really think in the trenches is where he's going to still need to keep on recruiting, and he's been doing a good job, but the trenches are where it's going to be. And that's how it's always been in Big 12 SEC, coming from that. Even when I played, you could just feel the difference in the trenches. I mean, we were fine skill position. Always were fine. But it's going to be in the trenches for sure. But I still think he needs 3 to 4 more years. And, I a couple of years ago, I was saying 3 to 4, but that everything that's just happened.
Right.
I think he still needs. Yeah. It reset. The new OC and things like that. So I'm giving him 3 to 4 more years again. And I just, looking at us, we have we're ranked top 5 for the toughest schedule in the nation next year. Our schedule is crazy.
It's
crazy.
It is
and I just, and pieces we lost on defense and how we struggled up front. And I don't see us getting any better up front. So I just think it's going to be another year where we struggle. And I think we're going to move the ball way better on offense because of the play calling, who we have at quarterback, of course. It's going to be better for us. I think we'll be in games more so and have a chance to win at the end. But I just don't see us looking at that schedule being an 8-win team, 7. What was our record last year? 7 and
6 and 7.
6 and 7. Yeah. If we can get to 7 this year with that. Yeah, we get to 7 wins. I'll be happy this year. With our schedule that we have and the pieces we have right now, I mean, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough.
It's a brutal schedule.
You always balance out the homers like me. I'm always thinking 9 to 10 wins, and then you come on and you bring me back down to earth a little bit. So.
No, I bleed crimson and cream. Yeah, I'm always root for them, but I just it's tough. It's tough. I got to be a realist about it. Of course, I want us to have 9, 10 wins, but it is scheduled. I don't know if we have it up front, offensively up front, even defensively. I don't know if we have it offensively up front though. I mean, the way we struggled last year up front is just going to be, it's a lot.
Yeah. I've as you close, as a fan, you're getting closer to the season. One thing I struggle with is separating excitement for football, just that general excitement for football is finally back, and like you said, being real, like what's our real expectation for the year. And I feel like as fans, you get kind of closer to the season and we're just, you confuse excitement for just having football back. And then for that, you think 10 wins, 9, 10, we're going to, I try to keep myself real too. And like, I see that 8 and 4, 7 mark too. Like there's a lot of questions to the, and up front is definitely the offensive line, defensive line. I feel like the defensive line, the interior defensive line is pretty solid there with Jaydn and Dominic and David Stone. It's an RMT. He Artemis and Thomas, he's had some games where he took over in the fourth quarter, but who's that other edge player? Does RMT have a sidekick? And the offensive line, I mean, they've got a lot of they've got a lot of good dudes, but they haven't gelled through a whole season yet. You still have to it's going to take them probably 4 or 5 games just to like become a unit. And with those 4 or 5 games, are they going to be able to gel in time before you go through that grind of a mid-season that brutal schedule kicks off? So those are all good questions. And 7. You've got 7. I've got 8. Brad, what today? What are you sitting at? 9, 10?
I'm still 9. Yeah, I'm not moving off 9.
There you go.
7, 8, 9.
Y'all aren't gonna move me off 9. I promise.
Stick to it. Stick to it.
Yeah. Hey, I want to let you get back to your daughter's softball, man. I feel bad always, pulling you away.
Oh no, you're good.
But,
You're good.
But hey, Thunder down by 5 after 1. Just a quick
nothing wrong with that.
Thunder update.
Pretty.
Yep.
We're at home. We're sitting pretty. We'll be fine.
Yep. But what else, Rob? You got any other questions you want to ask Moses while we got him on here?
No. Hey, you come back on here like before the season, like somewhere like late July or August.
Let's do it. We'll go over that
another
schedule again and see what we think this time.
Yeah, we'll go over that schedule. We'll look at it one more time, and maybe we'll have some goodies from fall camp. We'll have some stuff from fall camp kind of trickle down to people, and we'll see what fall camps when the coaches start to realize what they've got and what they don't got, and so we can kind of see. We can kind of see what it looks like just before the season, and we can see if our 7, 8, 9 sticks.
Yeah, we'll know more for sure by then.
Yep. All right. Hey, I appreciate it.
No problem.
And we will chat at you soon here in a couple of months.
Right.
Thanks again.
Yeah, have a good one. Yeah.
All right. Take care, Moses.
Later, Coach.
Always good to have Moses Insight, man. He's always got some good takes.
No, he's a good dude, man.
Yeah,
I love having him on, man. He's a hoot.
No, he's always got a tempered expectation with the team, which I appreciate because I get lost in the excitement. We start getting players and coaches and everything else, and all of a sudden I'm believing 9 or 10 wins. I still think this is Big 12 football, and but yeah, no, he may be right. I kind of disagree with him a little bit on the trenches. I feel like we've kind of built those sides up enough to compete.
No, I think it's.
I know what he's saying.
Yeah,
3 or 4 years, and we're doing that. I mean, with the offensive line class that just came in, and the defensive. You've talked, forever about the 3 defensive linemen, interior defensive linemen we have on the team right now. To me, we're not far off in the trenches. When he says 3 or 4 years, to me, I say 1 or 2 years. We're there as long as we can keep bringing in the same people that we have. Yeah. But
with the O-line, we've got a lot of good dudes, and we've got a huge class that came in with Asusi and Foji. There's a lot of options there for beat 'em, but we've been saying it. But it's still going to take them time to gel, and I think, the concern, I guess, is, are they going to gel in time before that brutal schedule really kicks in? And
they do got to. They got to. You only get a week grace before you hit Michigan. Much. There's not three non-cons, of course, before you play your first tough game. But so now it's good getting Moses to come in, give us his take on the running back room and how our season's going. He's always got good perspectives on that stuff, being a former player. So
keeps it real. Keeps it real.
Yep. We'll have to get him on this summer again. Hey, you want to shift gears and talk? We have softball and Thunder advancing.
Yeah.
Moving on
up, man.
Who do you want to talk first? You want to talk Thunder big win?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, they're crushing it, man. Speed,
that was
defense.
Oh gosh, that was
instinctive.
Impressive. What's funny is they got behind. They were down like 20. It was something like 23-11 or something like that, 21-10. And then they went
slow
on a 50 to 25 run to end the half, and they were up 60-46. That's crazy.
They were getting open looks. They were getting open looks. They just couldn't hit it early, and then they just locked in and then just took over.
Yeah,
just
crazy.
Took over.
Yeah, J-Dub finally had a showing. He's been struggling in the playoffs, and then today he ended up he went for 24 points, 10 of 17 from the floor. That's about as efficient as a guy can be.
Yep.
So
he
had 24. Great day for him. 7 assists, 5 rebounds too. And then SGA did his SGA thing and just came out and scored 35 points, in a blink of an eye.
Automatic.
Exactly. And then, those were the two. Are you familiar with the plus minus? It's whatever, however the team does while you're in the game, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So get this, like Alex Caruso plus 40.
I was gonna ask about Caruso because he looked like he was having a hell of a game.
Even though it probably harassing Joker all over the court. I texted my brother at one point. I said, "Man, he's like a human gnat on Joker today. Just on him, just like right there, just on him the whole game long." Yeah,
right. No, I thought he had a great game. I don't know, like as far as like the stat line that he had, his points and rebounds or whatever, but he harassed.
Yeah.
He harassed Joker all freaking game.
Like so Caruso plus 40, plus 40, Casey Wallace plus 38, Jalen Williams plus 35, SGA plus 32, Chet Holmgren plus 34. I know it's skewed because they won by so much. I get it. But man, when you got 5 guys for plus 30 efficiency, that's doing some business.
Yeah, for sure.
But they will move on.
Yeah, they're
go ahead.
I was gonna say they're gonna get the Timberwolves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Anthony Edwards, you just told me his nickname was Ant.
Yep.
So I guess ants are what they can lift 10 times more than their body weight. So he looks like he's built like a Mack truck. So he's tenacious. Like that team is defensively tenacious. Like they're gonna try to make this a physical bang bang type of game. They're gonna want to wear you out, and that's gonna be a physical basketball series. That's gonna be a physical series, very physical.
Yeah, I agree, but I really think this series that we just finished up prepared us decent for that. It was physical in its own right, and Joker just beats on you for 40, 48, whatever minutes a game, just constantly. So could be one of those series, and anytime you can go win a game 7 like this, maybe it'll springboard the Thunder, into more than, just conference finals. I think you said it earlier. This team may be going all the way.
I've been saying it for when did I predict the Thunder to win the championship? It was like 3 or 4 months ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably.
I staked my flag on it. I did.
No, they're good. I know
they're too fast, man. They're too fast. They're too tenacious. They're the way, like the Caruso. It just feels like where does Caruso sit on the roster? Is he like 6th or 7th?
As far as depth goes.
Yeah, depth. We're so what I'm trying to get, my point is like you get down to those depth pieces, they all have very specific roles and they do it at such a high level.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got SGA. When you get into the playoffs, you try to win a championship, every team is an SGA. But you have to have those auxiliary pieces that are going to show up And there's a lot. We didn't really get to talk Lou Dort. Lou Dort's gonna have a massive impact in this coming series to try to slow down Ant-Man or whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, no, for
Like,
sure.
like you've got to. This team. I said it when I was out there making dinner and saying them. I think this is gonna end up being the best team in OKC history.
Yeah.
And why? Because we don't have Kevin Durant that's gonna choke. Because Mr. Choke Master isn't on this roster to screw it all up. SGA ain't gonna choke. These guys are not gonna choke. Like if they're gonna get beat, you're gonna have to beat them at their highest level. Kevin Durant missed 4 out of his last 6 shots in that the last conference finals. The last conference finals, he went 4 of 6 in the fourth quarter. He could not get those threes, couldn't get those 2 to keep them in versus Golden State Warriors, even though we were really, he couldn't do it. He choked.
Yeah.
And we've got this team. It's too well-rounded. It's too balanced. There's just too many damn good players.
Yep. No, I agree. The difference in, yes, they can become, and they might already be the best Thunder team of all time. So, there's still unfinished business, of course, to make sure they can stake that claim. But you said it. I think when they had, Durant, Russell, Harden, Ibaka, whatever, those great teams, there was way too much ISO ball, just isolation.
Hero ball. It was hero ball.
So there was a lot more of that where this team is built. This team's built. It's more diverse. They got more supporting players. SGA, at times, he will try to come out and do some of that hero ball, but he's able to defer. And when he does that, this team just seems to, chug along so much better, and he can still get his, even though when he's, counting on those supporting casts. But yeah, you're right. They just have it's deeper squad, just more diverse. I love that. I love the 2 pieces they added this year with, iHeart and then Caruso. Those guys are just tough as they come, and that's what you need come playoff time. And it showed up many times in this series. So, those guys aren't done. They're, iHeart's going to have to slow down Rudy Gobert. That's going to be an interesting matchup. And then you already mentioned Lou Dort. He'll probably be, locked down with Ant most of the game. And Caruso, he'll be able to come in and slow down. They also have Julius Randle. He's a swing man. He's hard to deal with. I could see them switching and putting Dort on Randle, and then, someone else coming in and trying to lock down Ant at times, that's one of our more athletic defenders. But it's going to be probably another 6-7 game series, just like this one was. So it ought to be fun to watch. But yeah, great win. Thunder Nations, they're ecstatic today. I know that the crowd was bringing it today. We have one of the best home crowds in the NBA too. I love it. So Thunder wasn't the only one advancing, taking care of business today. That overlooked softball team, nobody really thought they were going to make their run this year. They just steamrolled through the regional. Yeah, I did the math before we came on. They ended up outscoring their opponents in this regional 32-3.
Golly. I'm telling you, man, like if this was any other team that didn't win 4 championships before, everyone would be like, oh, it's a dark horse. But no one wants to crown OU as a dark horse. Yeah. Everyone's just hoping and praying, please stumble, don't get any better. And they just keep getting a little bit, but pitching's got a little bit better. The hitting's got a little bit better. Week to week to week to week, the bigger moments. And, we had Chris Plank on, and he talked about how Patty was going to have her most fun this year coaching because she had this new crop of players, and goats are just goats, man. They just keep making things better.
Yeah.
It's so cool to watch, man. I mean, you got this young team, and everyone is getting nervous. You could see, like, everyone. I feel like everyone in the tournament is like, oh shit, we have to deal with these Sooner ladies again. Like, they're getting better. This is not good. You know how they're scouting? They're scouting. Everyone's been paying attention. Every damn opponent's been paying attention and scouting, going through it, and they can see that they're getting better week in, week out. Tournament, bigger stage, getting better. More and more girls are coming out of nowhere playing great.
Yeah.
Every game you're like, whoa, okay, we have that too.
Yeah, you don't want to peak. You don't want to peak in March. You don't want to peak in April. Patty always gets this team playing their best ball in May. She does it every year somehow. It's insane. Yeah, just unreal. Yeah, you mentioned Sydney Barker has came on here of late. Then Corey Hicks, the catcher, has come on here of late. And you're thinking 2 weeks ago, you're like, what? And they just show up and they just start hitting home runs. You're like,
okay.
Are you kidding me? Yeah. Patty, it's like she holds these little, aces up her sleeve every now and then, and doesn't show her hand. Great poker players, don't show their hand. Incredible.
It's a culture, man. It's a culture.
Landry pitched all 3 games, which you can do that if she's not having to go, 7 innings. If you're winning run rule games, she's coming out here pitching 3 or 4 innings, and then you can let the other girls come in and get some postseason confidence. It works out well. We're probably going to end up playing Alabama in the Super Regionals. They're 1 win away. They just have to win 1 of 2 games against Virginia Tech, and they'll advance.
Bring it.
And as we speak, Rob, there's a pretty big potential upset in the making in softball right now. The number 1 A&M is on the brink of potentially losing their regional. They're tied 11-all in the 8th inning against Liberty.
Wow.
If they lose that, they lose the regional.
Wow.
So go Liberty, whatever your nickname is. Liberty, it's a bird of something.
I thought it was the Flames.
No, it looks like an owl or a bird of some sort. Either way, Liberty is making a game of that.
Yeah, they're the Lady Flames.
The Flames? Okay, well, it's a bird. I didn't know flame and a bird were the same thing. But
maybe you were seeing like is it a phoenix or an eagle or whatever? But I think they go by the Flames.
Yeah. But come on, knock off the Aggies. Yeah. That would be awesome. Because A&M's great. Them and OU got rained out last weekend. They were going to play for the conference championship, but yeah, they are loaded. It would not hurt my feelings at all to see them get eliminated in this regional, and then, maybe a couple other powers next weekend get eliminated and just make our path to Oklahoma City that much better. I don't care how easy it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can work on that 5-peat. Golly, can you imagine? So, hey, Rob, we need to have to commit right now.
Yes, I'll do it.
If they,
I know what you're gonna say.
What?
You were gonna say, let's go live.
Yes.
If they make it to the softball championship, we'll just sit here and watch it.
Yep.
And
we did it last year. We did it last year. We were drinking a little bit.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
We're doing it.
I have to. That's a champion standard.
It's an annual
tradition
thing now. Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that for sure.
Yeah, it looks like bases are loaded. Liberty and A&M.
Yeah, if bases are A&M's up though. Top of the 8th.
Oh no,
that's not good.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, let's wrap this up so I can go watch it.
Yeah, let's do that. Now, forgot to mention it earlier. You're always on to me. Please like and subscribe. Just pretend I said this at the very beginning. Please, you're gonna love this pod with Mossis, man. He's a good guy, and he's got a lot of great takes on OU football. And then, Thunder and softball advance to fight another series. So looking forward to it. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Have a safe weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Boomer Sooner.
Thanks, guys.
That's my standard. My champion standard.